It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. More, hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Oh my God. I thought the computer was glitching out and the live stream was playing on Twitter in my headset. And it's still doing it and it's freaking me out. Anyways, I everything's fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. If you guys could have heard what's in my head right now, you would have freaked out too. Actually, that's a general occurrence. That would probably freak you guys out most days anyway. Hi, what's up? It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, which is amazing. Well, I got a great show tonight. I got an awesome guest. He's been on before. You guys know him. I'm about to bring him in just a moment. But real quick, I wanted to give a shout out because I know a lot of you know, maybe some of you don't know, my first comic book is on Kickstarter right now. I'm posting a link in the comments. I have a short in Cthulhu Invades Neverland. And it's a really cool 2-pager. I'm super proud of it. It was a great experience. Travis Gibb has worked his ass off corralling so many indie creators, like all these wonderful champions of indie comics. It's not just a comic, it's a community. So really think about supporting this. The goal was big. It's a $30,000 goal. That's so like all these artists and everything can get paid. It's a big book too. It's over 200 pages. We need about $800 left, and we got 24 hours left to make that happen. So as you can see, I have posted the link in the chat. Give it a click, check it out. You know, if you can go physical, if you can snag that hardcover, there's some cool stuff for you. You can go digital too and save a few bucks, but there's some really awesome stuff in this anthology, and you know, other like so many awesome creators that I'm so proud to be in this book with, like Cullen Bunn, Marcus Onnasso, friends of the show. Like there's so many great people. So really encourage you guys to check that out. Please, like we really want this to get made. We've all worked so hard on it. And it's a really cool project. Now, speaking of cool projects, without further ado, I've got the man behind the new Kickstarter sensation, SPILLBLOOD. Sinners Unite. I hope you're all tuning in to get to talk about this awesome campaign that's only live for another hour. I got Mr. Jonathan Hedrick back in the house. What's up, baby?
What's up, Blake?
I love that shirt, by the way. I forgot to tell you that in the great. I was like, ooh, that's a nice
Dude,
piece.
I'm giving away one to someone who backs the campaign. We're drawing it a week after the campaign ends. So,
oh, nice.
Dude, this campaign has been the most exciting campaign. I've been like pulling out all the stops, giving away so much stuff. I've really enjoyed this campaign through and through. You know, I've had a lot of other great projects that I've run on Kickstarter, but this one's just been so much fun. So
nice. Oh,
yeah.
And you and Stefano, you're like the new comic book dream team. You guys just keep doing cool stuff together. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just grateful he wants to keep on working with me. It's flattering.
It started with a Freak Show, right? Was that the first time you guys worked together?
Yep, Freak Show Night. He was recommended to me by Andrea Molinari, my editor on Recount.
Nice.
And yep, we did that book together, crowdfunded it, published. Then we did Space Cadet, the all ages story. Mm-hmm. Then we did Caffeinated Hearts, crowdfunded it, published it, and now we're SPILLBLOOD. All like pretty much 4 different genres. With Freak Show Night is horror-esque, but it's more zombie. You know, yeah. that subgenre of horror, which almost has its own genre in itself. Mm-hmm. But yeah, SPILLBLOOD. I really wanted to do something where Stefano could just like crank it up to 11 because he likes drawing big guns and heads exploding and After having him do an all ages book and then a slice of life, I'm like, I owed him one that was super heavy metal, and yeah, it worked out for the best.
Yeah, I remember when you came on either right after, it was right after Caffeinated Hearts came out, because I remember we were talking about the coffee and you were like, never again, because you like, it was such, you said like like shipping it and figuring out how to like get it in the packages and stuff was just such a pain in the ass. But we talked about that too, about like, you know, how gritty his art is, and how kind of gnarly nasty you can get too with in regards to like a celebration of violence and like, you know, hyper breakneck narratives, and how you guys switched it up with the all ages Space Cadet, and then and Caffeinated Hearts too. But I made the joke that, you know, Caffeinated Hearts does feel very different, but at the end happens, right? And I couldn't talk about it then, but it's been out long enough, you know, like the end there's like a hold up at the you know, like someone comes in with a gun and holds up the coffee shop, and you get like a brief moment of shit hitting the fan. And I remember reading it, and I was like, there it is. I was like, but yeah, I like that. I like that you guys keep working together, and that none of us ever know what to expect anymore. You guys you keep switching. Even this, like, this is very anybody who wants to like damn religion, I'm all about it. Right? I was a boy who was raised Catholic who doesn't believe in anything anymore. But you know, like, I love that there's this darkness like in the church and in this and it comes out at night, and it goes after those deserving, and I like the guns. I know we probably, it's not cool to say, right? It's like gun violence is terrible, but you know, you could have went like a more supernatural aspect with this, right? Like, or you know, you guys could have done a lot of different things, and I like I like the gritty noir shoot 'em up, bullets flying everywhere. You know, very reminds me of like Sin City, reminds me of like 100 Bullets, stuff like that. So very, very cool. I'm really digging what you guys are doing, and I hope you guys have a good relation. I'm assuming you have a good relationship, because I want you guys to keep pumping out the jams, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's my amico mio. That's what he always says to me. That's my friend in Italiano.
Nice.
Yeah, we've been working together for a better part of 4 years now. You know, 4 projects, 4 years, and yeah, I hope it doesn't stop. I even proposed a sequel to Spill Blood to him, and he's like, "Yep, let's do it."
Hell yeah.
I think we'll keep on making comic books as long as people keep coming back for them.
Awesome. And this campaign is doing well, like a $3,500 goal. You're at almost 8,300, over 250 backers, man. Like that's solid for a Kickstarter these days. Like people are hurting out there, you know, they're funding, but you lucked out here. Like, I mean, I knew you were going to fund, but I mean, even some of these campaigns where you like, you know, they're going to happen, and you have like a good track record, they're taking longer, right? And so it's like a struggle to get seen on social media and the Kickstarter platform now. That's I don't think people are used to that these days. It's a struggle.
Yeah, the dynamic really shifted. You know, and everyone can, you know, throw their reasons, you know, up against the wall and see what sticks, but it is what it is, and you just have to go hard. For this campaign, I started the pre-launch promotion 3 weeks ahead of time. I've never started it that early before.
Oh, really?
But it paid off.
Nice.
You know, and I'll never, you know, wouldn't say I ever devalued the pre-launch promotion, but I just never really gave it that much effort. And so I've been promoting Spill Blood for like 7 weeks now. If you
you're fucking done with it. You're like, thank God it's over in 50 minutes.
I think the people that follow me on social media are like, thank God, you know, it's like it's been Spill Blood around the clock. But you know, I think that's what it takes right now is you know, you kind of have to just embrace it. That's what you're going to be focusing on throughout the campaign, probably a little bit beforehand. And you know, if you lose friends and followers in the meantime, well, those people weren't in your circle in the first place. That's what I keep on having to tell myself. You know? because that person who stopped following me isn't gonna see the next campaign,
Yeah.
So be gone.
Well, I mean, I follow you on every social media, and I
Thank
see a
you.
lot of your Spillblood posts, but like you talk about other stuff too.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
and you're even promoting other stuff too. And so it's like
Oh, yeah.
it's not overbearing. It's not that big a
Right.
deal. It's not like they're forced to stop and watch every video you post or click on
Right.
every ad or every time they see that Kickstarter link, click.
Mhm.
No one, they can scroll past it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I always tell people like, don't stress about that. And you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like if
Mhm.
they're going to follow you for seeing a lot of the ads or a lot of the promotion over and over again, yeah, those are people that you don't need on your network. You want people in your corner. You want good people around you,
Yeah.
in and outside of the computer, right? Like that's the goal.
100%.
Anyway.
Yeah, and more on that is that every single time I end a campaign, it never fails. Someone's like, "Oh," like the day after, "I didn't know. Why
Yeah.
didn't you tell me?" I'm like, "Dude, where have you been?" I mean, I'm bothering everyone else, and you're the only person on this planet that didn't see me promote the Kickstarter across everything. Oh, I must have missed it. The algorithm. So you know what? I just flood it. That's what I'm gonna do from now on. And I took a page from out of published Jonathan's book. I'm grateful enough that I've been published multiple times across multiple small press publishers. What I've learned is they're not going to promote me very much either. I have to be my number one fan, and that's just the fact of it. I can't rely on everyone else on the team. They have their own reasons to promote and to not promote. I'm not going to judge them for that. So I know I'm invested. I'm 100% invested. So that's why it's pedal to the metal with the promotion and marketing on all my projects. If I'm on something and I'm not promoting it, something's wrong. Just know that. So something behind the scenes is wrong. If I'm
like
not
the Wi-Fi went down or like the cat got sick, some big shit happened.
for sure, yeah. But yeah,
and you
it's
did a
paid
lot
off.
of podcasts for this too. You went, what'd you say? I was number 14.
This is number 15.
Damn.
I scheduled 16. One of them fell through. No fault to anybody at all, but this is number 15. So
Wow.
out of 30 days. So that's some of them I did 2 a day. One of them I did it started at 11 p.m. Eastern time. Again, I went all out. I put a call out like a few weeks before the campaign went live. I said, this has to be a success. Whose show can I be on? Some of them were, they were what they were. Maybe they didn't get seen. Maybe they'll get seen a year from now, and someone will look for Spillblood on the secondary market.
Yeah.
But no one can say I didn't try. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, I saw the hustle and I appreciated it, man. I was actually a little fucking jealous because as we were talking in the green room about my promotional journey, and that's a struggle I've been dealing with is that I'm still new and I don't get taken seriously, and it's getting better, but like with some press and like I've hit people up and been like, hey, I got some clients who need to be on some shows, and they're like, well, we're kind of busy. And then I'm like, okay, well, if you change your mind, I got Rich Duick, Tim Daniel, and Adam Cahoon. And then they're like, oh, whoa, wait. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I get bigger clients now. You want to talk, right? And but it's I mean, even then, even with those guys, and then it's super fun scheduling for other people, because then you got to find the shows, and then you find shows, but then like the times don't work out for everybody, right? And it's like, no, I don't think they realize that, like, well, yeah, we couldn't do it, but then it just like doesn't count. And it's like, dude, I tried, but no. Yeah, it's scheduling the shows is intense, even if you can't have someone like me doing it for you, and even then, like with me and Stephen Prince, like Stephen Prince scheduled a lot of his own stuff too, and so it's just a struggle, because there used to be, man, it felt like a lot more people used to cover Kickstarters than they used to, especially like people without like that don't have as much name recognition. Like
right.
that's one, people love you, and especially like
Thank
I
you.
know you've been like like some of like Jeremy Spark, his show and stuff that you went on, and like they're good people, but like he's one of those people like me. I'm imagining like you can hit up and he'll find a way to get you on, right?
Right.
And I know you've been doing this long enough, and you've been good to people like us too, and so you've got that group of people too. But then like you said, then you gotta you end up going on some weird shit, and then you never know what's gonna happen.
Right. Oh, and thankfully there wasn't anything too bad. I mean,
Nice.
there was one show a couple of years ago where this guy, I was like, oh man, I hope no one watches this, because what he's saying, I do not want to be associated with that type of rationality, that type of thinking. And I was just like, like what how do I react? Like, maybe I should have just froze. So
yeah.
But yeah, nothing, no alarms at any of those shows. But yeah, I hustled, man. Some shows, that were live, no one backed during it, but maybe I got a backer a couple days later on the rewatch. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have changed a thing, man. If I could, I would have lined up 30
gone like full David Propose when he goes Kickstarter mode.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it pays. Look at what his projects do, man.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I gotta grow my circle, man.
Yeah.
I gotta grow my circle continuously. Like we were saying, the backers, thankfully I got to 250, but that's not competition, numbers. To be honest with you, it took 30 days to get those numbers, and my highest backed campaign was 263 backers. So it's not like I'm breaking records at
which one was that? Who got the 263?
Caffeinated Hearts.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, but it wasn't the highest funded one, so that's
okay.
That's weird.
You never, because some people do the digital and the add-ons and like go all out, or then like if you get lucky, maybe like a couple people buy art, right? And then that changes the game. I kind of like that though. I like that the Jonathan Hedrick love story had the most backers. That's intriguing, because of all the stuff you've done, even the all ages comic, that like Caffeinated Hearts is probably one of them that seems the less you when you get to know you as a storyteller, you get that Hedrick vibe reading it, but just initial when you launched it, when we found out what it was, and it was just it was like, really? But one of the last times you were on, we talked, you've had your own very intense, interesting love story going on, right? So like,
exactly,
I like that. Love is real. Even if like you're me and forget what it's like. No, I'm kidding. But it's cool. Love is real. Love is kind. Love matters. And it was cool to see you celebrate that in a comic book in a different way, and shed that Hedrick spotlight on it in your own way, and with Stefano's art too. It was and he went wild on it, like that whole like in this like the futuristic steampunk cafes. I mean, just both of you guys really just kind of like took a love story and made it uniquely and totally freshly your own on both sides of like art and narrative. And so it's still one of the cooler, I love your books, man, but like that was a very cool project that I think like I said, when you first announced it, we were all kind of scratching our heads like, what the fuck is Jonathan doing? Like what happened to Recount? What happened to like coups and like everybody's got automatic weapons,
right.
But no, it's cool, and it's you said something very kind to me in the green room that you've enjoyed watching my journey, and I enjoy watching your journey, man. I remember when I read Freak Show Night, and I'd never I think that was the first thing I'd read from you, because I hadn't read the Recount yet when I read Freak Show, and then I found out there were a couple other Freak Show comics, and then I found Recount, and then I was like, oh my God, right? And then I was one of those people who found out that like you had that story written way before the American clusterfuck that it just happened to coincide with, right? And just that kind of odd timeliness that when it all came together and came out into the public And so, yeah, it was, you know, I was a little late to the game for all that. And, you know, it's been cool to, you know, and then, you know, seeing you at like Black Box, seeing you at Source Point, seeing, you know, and then Quicksand going to Scout and all, you know, so it's cool to, it's cool that you're still, you know, I like that you're still in the Kickstarter game. I like that you still are a champion of crowdfunding, but I also like that people can walk into shops and see you on the shelves. Cause I just think you fucking deserve it, bud.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, man, I'm so grateful that I can do both. You know, that I got a foot in both sides of it. I never want to stop crowdfunding.
Nice.
It's so. To me, it's. I'm not a musician, but I would like to think it's the equivalent of, you know, that, you know, arena rock band that still wants to do the small private shows.
Yeah.
You know, the more intimate shows.
Like when I saw Tool at Music Hall in Kansas City forever ago, and
man,
it was nuts. It was nuts. It was like a couple thousand people at a Tool show, and I took my dad to see that, and my dad since then, like I even got my dad. My dad got me into Pink Floyd. I got my dad into Tool, and so like we got.
Well, those two bands, you know, on a musical, like, you know, how good they are at their instruments aren't too far apart.
Yeah,
you know,
and then when you think of like stage production, light show and stuff, very from what my dad's told me, like very similar. My dad still tells the story about when he saw Pink Floyd at Arrowhead Stadium, and I guess they flew a giant pig across the stadium, and I guess my dad they were all partying pretty hard, and my dad was so lit, like for a moment he didn't know if the pig was real or not till other people started noticing it, and yeah, so it's like you gotta love those dad stories. I'm lucky in that my dad tells stories that I feel like a lot of other dads don't tell. If I ever have kids, I'll probably be the same, because I very much took in his. I watched him be a bartender, and then I worked in the industry for a while, and you can't do that and not make really just dumb but fun mistakes.
For sure. Oh, I'm jealous of that Tool show. I've only seen them in like arena and you know, amphitheater type venues. So
yeah,
man,
it was they had taken a few years, like they hadn't toured in a few years, so they did a very, very small tour, American tour, and played all these smaller venues, and all these shows sold out in like 11 minutes, man. And I still remember like being in line at the back, like before we didn't really buy Ticketmaster tickets online then. So we like went to a Ticketmaster outlet, we got there really early, and of course we all were drinking the night before, so we're all hung over in line, and then we get there and they're like, we're like, yeah, we need 4 floor seats, and they're like, oh, floor just sold out, and my buddy's behind me and he's hitting me, he's saying, we'll take balcony, and he's like banging on my I was like, okay, yeah, give us balcony. But yeah, we got our seats, and when we were walking out to go to the car and go home, the Ticketmaster people came out and they were like, show sold out, sorry, and there was still a huge line. And I mean, dude, people were offering us like hundreds of dollars for tickets while we're walking away, and we were like, don't listen, don't take the temptation. But yeah, it was a very, very cool experience. Seeing them in an arena is cool too, because they didn't have the light show and stuff that they usually have, but it was very intimate, and there wasn't a bad seat in the house, and you could like really see everybody on the stage. It was dope. Real quick, want to shout out, we got Ronan coming from Australia.
Ronan.
We got K-pop in the house. What's up? I like K-pop, always agrees with me. I like this. Both are great bands. We got what's up, Francesca?
Francesca,
how are you? good to have you. I'm not supposed to talk about it, but she's doing a cover for something that I'm involved in, and very, very excited to see it, because I was talking, oh fuck it, I was talking to Joel, and Joel hasn't shown me yet, but Joel said he saw her layout design and he's real stoked for it, and we were talking, and I was just like, because we got the Schmalky cover too, right? And I love his art, and I was like, man, like, and Chris Madd's doing a cover, and so I was like, man, like, I'm stoked to see these, but like, I'm not gonna lie, like, Francesca's like, she's just been on another level lately, and then like looking at like the SPILLBLOOD cover, which we'll bring up here shortly, but she's just on one, and I feel like she's doing more covers in the direct market too. She's just getting out there, and it's good. It's good to see. It's good to see. It's nice. It's nice when good people get recognized for their talents,
right?
and get work. I mean, especially in indie comics where
Yeah,
things get scary sometimes, and
for
sometimes
sure.
you don't know how long the fun's gonna last, right?
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, on the line of Francesca, I got to see a cover that hasn't been announced yet for
Yeah.
like a publisher that, man, it's going to change things.
Man,
It's
talk about insider fucking baseball. Like when
right.
you like when you have that access to one of the hottest artists in
Yeah,
the
right.
comic industry. But no, yeah, and you two announced too, you're finally starting to work on, I know you can't talk about it yet, but like
Yeah,
you two are starting to work on your project now,
right.
kind of, it's little by little, sounds like.
Well, yeah, I mean, we packed up a pitch and submitted it to a publisher, and sent us a contract.
Oh,
So we have a home already for our project. We just got to complete it now. So
nice.
um, it's a 32-page one shot. The story is very me. If people are familiar with my work, I'll say that. I'll give that much.
All right.
Supernatural thriller. I can't wait for it to come out, man. I can't wait for it to be announced, and it's just gonna be. I'm gonna go balls to the walls with the promotion on that one too. It's a spill blood all over, but with this book. And I wish we could announce the publisher, because the publisher is so cool. I'm so happy that they wanted us. We have so much freedom with what we can do with it, so
Nice.
it's gonna be awesome.
I am I'm excited. Well, you got a home when you get ready. You can always slum it up on the buzz
Yeah.
when you get ready to
Thanks,
announce stuff. And I do like to think that even when you do 10, 15, 30, I like to think mine's a breath of fresh air, right? It's a little bit better, because I'll never forget the second time I interviewed David Pepose on an old show I used to be on. And David and I really hit it off. And I even talked to him about it. He's the reason why I launched the Blake's Buzz blog and started writing comic reviews and stuff again. Like he kind of got me wanting to write again when I hadn't done that in a long time. And when he came back on the show, when it was just me, I remember it was for the OZ, and we were also talking about Scout's Honor. But he tells me, he's like, oh, dude, you're my third one today. And I was like, well, no fucking pressure, right? Like I'll try and make it as painless, because even when I'm fun and make you laugh, I mean,
Right.
still 3 interviews is it's
That
a lot. It's a lot, because you're saying the same thing over and over again. People are asking a lot of the same things over and over again, and you gotta be hot on the mic. You gotta be upbeat. You gotta act like you haven't done this 2-3 times before, and
right.
drink coffee in between, or a Red Bull, or whatever you do. And it's just I don't think people realize how. And I'm not saying it's like crazy taxing, right? But it's there is a little bit of like emotional exhaustion, when you're like all on all the time, all positive, right? For an hour or so, sometimes longer. And it's just like when you get done, you're like, ooh, I want the quiet now. I want to just chill and decompress. But then you're like, I have an hour before I have to do this again. Like that gets hard. And
it is, yeah.
I think it's cool that you guys do that. Because like you said, a lot of this stuff, even when you have a publisher, you're still doing a lot of your own promotion.
You got to
putting, you're putting a lot of this stuff on your own shoulders to get the word out. And with how weird social media is these days, like these podcasts and streams are still one of the easier ways to get the word out, is still, which is good, because that means I'm not out of a job. But yeah, it's I do think it's cool that you guys do that. And because I know when I get done talking to you guys, I'm fucking exhausted. I couldn't imagine doing 3 back to back. I'm kidding. But it's it just gets, it's like it's like when you're working behind a bar all night,
Right.
it's like, and you're except I was usually drunk then, and well, yeah, I used to get pretty drunk on the live streams too, but I've chilled out a little bit because that was getting expensive. You start doing live streams 4 or 5 nights a week, and then you're drinking. It's a recipe for disaster. It's it's fun, but it does because it's not like running or weightlifting or working out, but it's when you get done, it's like your brain's tired, right? And so it's just like kind of different kind of slowdown, I guess, so to speak. Francesca, I got you. I got kind words for you all day. Anytime you need them. If Jonathan ever makes you mad or something, you just hit me up. I'll tell you something cool. It'll be fine. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I know you do your best and your best shows. And for real, the new and I'm not the only one who's seeing it and saying it. The new stuff you've been putting out, you're bringing the fucking sauce, and we're noticing it. We got David is on in the house. What's up, baby? Thanks for tuning in.
David?
He didn't say mean stories. He said very me. I thought he said mean too, and I was like, what does that mean?
It's a mean story.
Yeah. This is the meanest comic I've ever written.
Oh god.
Which I mean, if it's very you, there probably will be some mean. But it's not going to be soft and sensual. I would imagine.
No, but it's gonna be cool. Francesca's art is top notch. The cover on it is cool, and like I said, it's gonna have a good home where it's gonna not fall on deaf ears for sure.
That's good, man. Like I said, I see you working hard, bud. I really do, and I'm glad you're getting noticed, right? Because like the Black Box, the Dream Master stuff, man. Oh yeah, that was super dope. And I'm not spoiling anything. You've said this, that there's going to be more of that down the line. Like that's not done. And it was cool to see you do the one shot at Source Point. Like they're good people too. And like I said, Quicksand's got a new home, and that comes out. Quicksand 2 comes out next week. So you can everybody should check that out. Yeah, Quicksand 2 next week, and that also means you can pre-order number 3 right now too, which really helps things if y'all do that. And that's it, right? It's
5 issues.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5 issues.
Did all 5 go to Kickstarter, or did you just do 3 on Kickstarter?
I only had time to do 3 on Kickstarter.
I knew I got the 3 from somewhere. I knew I wasn't crazy. Okay. But so the first arc will be a 5 issue deal. Okay, nice. Yep. That's exciting. Yeah. I love that book too. I love the what happened down there. Right. It's very creepy and unsettling. And you were also still the coolest video I've ever made of that when I made that trailer. I went too high. I tried really hard to impress you, and I did it, and now I can't make cool videos anymore.
Oh man,
I'm fucking doomed.
Well, I'm glad it happened for mine then.
And I guess speaking of cool, we've been kind of talking about it. We've already been talking for 30 minutes. Do time? Oh, wow. I feel like we're at brunch, just yammering. But we got this Kickstarter, right? So we got this SPILLBLOOD. Where'd the title come from? It's so simple, but you made it one word.
Yes.
And like, so tell me that. How did this title and come to be?
So when Stefano sent me the image, the preliminary pinup image for the character, before we even knew what it was, I was like, we got to give this comic book a name, and it really needs to be metal, So I looked through different metal bands catalogs of song titles. And I was going through Slayer's list of songs, and they have a song called "Spill the Blood," and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." Well, I'm gonna call this guy SPILLBLOOD, but just one word. Put it together, like as if someone like named a band. That I could see that being like a band name.
Yeah.
And when I enlisted Leo McGovern, the letterer, who's fantastic, by the way, to make a logo, he's like, man, this really makes me think of the band Down. I'm like, dude, man, you're the perfect guy for the job, man. He spoke metal. I know Stefano likes metal. I like metal. So
Nice.
we found our identity with Spill Blood. And yeah, I took a little liberty making it one word. It kind of worked, kind of didn't. You know, I had to emphasize several times when you search for it on Kickstarter, remember it's one word.
Oh.
You know, it's those little things that can like cause you to
Yeah.
lose someone from backing, but super excited about it.
I didn't even think about that. That's kind of, I think that's kind of funny. And you're like, actually, Blake, it's not that funny. Like, you know how many podcasts I had to go on, and 100 times I had to say by one word, guys. It's just one word.
Well, you know, it happens a lot with quicksand too. People will quicksand. I'm like, come on, guys, quicksand, one word.
I'm scrolling back up because I want to shout this out because, you know, as we talked about this, the Freak Show Night, this was the first book I read from Jonathan.
Yep.
You get a digital of that right now.
Yep.
The Caffeinated Hearts that we've been talking about, that you get a digital of that. You get this cool sticker, you get this trading card, you get this. Now this stuff will be, of course, these physical treats would be if you back the physical level. But you get the magnet, and then you get the poster too. And then a patch. Wow. Yes. Holy shit. A patch, a pin. So okay, so this is like a really good deal. And then of course the Francesca's this cover is just so fucking gnarly. Oh my god. I love it.
It's rad.
This David is on is a mean fucking cover. It's just, there's nothing nice and sweet about this cover. It right. Screams at you, it spits at you, it bleeds on you, and it's just like it's here to like take you into dark places, right. and which of course this story is also here to do. So very much, I can't encourage y'all enough to pony up for this cover and all the add-ons and stuff. You have about 20 more minutes to do so, no pressure. And then so we got better paper quality. The book, I love a good bookmark, baby. UV coating. All right, okay. And then here's a bigger picture of that skull. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's all traditional right there. That's not digital.
She painted it?
She painted that.
Damn.
Yeah. I've seen the original. I've held the original in my hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you guys selling that, or is she holding on to it?
She already sold it, dude.
Oh, really?
It's gone. She didn't get a chance to put it online. Well, she works for,
yeah, she has an art dealer now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gone already.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Good for you, Francesca. You, like I said to Jonathan, you're both doing hard work and you're both good people, and you both deserve it. That's cool, man. And then here's all the covers you have for this are really good. Silver, yeah. Brian's the shit.
Brian surprised me with that one. You know, he was like, "Here you go, buddy." I'm like, "Thanks, man. That's awesome." What do I do? Like, it was no like, okay, here's a cover, now pay me. Like some people try to do that. I'm not sure.
Oh, really? I did not know.
Oh, can I do a cover for you? Yeah. Oh, you can do a cover. Oh, they don't mean for free. When they say, can I do a cover for you? They mean, I will allow you to pay me to do a cover is what that translates to. But
I gotcha.
Brian was like, here you go, man. So super nice guy. He's done a ton of covers for me on other projects.
Yeah, he just, I don't know him super well, but he seems like a really good dude.
He really is. Yeah.
Yeah, I love these. I love the GIFs and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Guys put in here.
I really wanted to give it like a grindhouse feel.
Yeah.
To this campaign page. I didn't type into any of the fields on this one. I used all images and GIFs. Found like a GIF generator online. Just wanted to give it like something like, gritty, like Robert Rodriguez style presentation. So.
Lots of what's the word I'm trying to think of? The fuzz, the dust, the dust in the film. Oh my god. Yeah. It's in all the good sci-fi stuff. You guys know what I mean. It's
yeah, we all know.
I can't use words. And then here's this art. Like I love this the minimal color palette and stuff. You guys, and the lettering's good too. It's kind of like it's kind of chunky and gnarly too, right? It's all these.
Yeah, well, Leo had his work cut out for him. To letter a book that's gonna only be in red, white, and black. limits what he can do as well with his lettering, but he nailed it. This book,
Grain. Sorry, grain was the word
Great.
I was using.
Can you imagine if you didn't know, if you remembered it like 3 hours from now and you messaged me, Grain?
I would have been like, grain. You would have been like, what the hell?
What the
Like,
hell's-
you eating healthy bread? What are you talking about, Blake? It's all grain. No, yeah, it's I love Stefano's art. You know what's funny is the first time I saw Stefano's art, I wasn't sure. Okay, so there's two kinds of Stefano art, right? He does
Yes.
like real detailed covers sometimes,
Right.
and they have the same vibe, but then like some of his interiors aren't as detailed, and it's a little bit different. And the first time I saw his stuff, I wasn't sure what to think about it. Now it took less than one issue for me to fall for it, right?
Yeah.
But like it just kind of threw me off for a moment, and now when I see it, I'm just fucking hungry for it. And if I see a variant of his, like I want it. And
Yeah.
I'm very much like sold on his it's kind of that it's Miller-esque, right? But it's
Right.
different. It's like it's noir, it's grimy, it's
got like
grit,
Mike
like
Mignola feel
yeah,
to it.
yeah,
It's very like 90s Dark Horse.
yeah.
You know, so yeah, man, but he's also in like a league of his own too. He's just he's badass, you know.
Yeah, I remember a while back Kevin Eastman shouted him out.
Yeah.
Because I guess Kevin Eastman found him for heavy metal, and he would have him do work at heavy metal every now and then, and then Stefano started getting more work, and Kevin Eastman was like, no, he's mine, leave him alone. Like
yeah, I think Kevin Eastman's been quoted as saying like he can't say no to Stefano. Like everything Stefano does, he says yes to. I'm like, all right, how do I get into that heavy metal?
Right? Yeah, like teach us, Stefano, if you're out there listening. And then here's the and I just even little stuff like this. These little, like, it's just the Kickstarter page really sticks out.
I was
like you said, it's got like that. It's got a grindhouse like indie film.
Yeah.
And it's like almost a little unsettled. Like it's did you go see Skinamarink?
No, but that one was on my radar. And
I don't know. I still can't tell people to go see it. I can tell you that it fucked with me real hard. Right. But it also reminded me of those scenes in movies where you see people being like tortured by the cartel or gangsters or whatever, and they have them like tied up in those rooms, and there's like the strobe lights going off and the really loud music for like for like days at a time. That's what Skinamarink feels like, because it was it would go real dark and real bright, and it would like hurt your eyes. And then it had all this grain. Like I remember all the grain. There was so much grain in the film, and even like hours after we got home from the theater, you like still like my eyes were still playing with me. And then like my hands were clenched the whole time. I was breathing hard. So like by the end of the film, like my body was just exhausted and my eyes hurt. And I was like, I've never had something that visceral. Like, even it wasn't perfect. I think it was a little bit too long. The parts that worked really, really well. But anyway, that's kind of the image quality and the weirdness of it like unsettles you and puts you on edge. And that's what some of these, that's kind of what your Kickstarter page does, but it's like in a strategic marketing way, not like a torturesome way. I'm not.
But I still need to see the movie though.
Yeah, it's worth checking out if you do watch, because I know like if you have Shudder, you can watch it on Shudder now. But it's worth, like, what you want to do is like all the lights out. It's really good to watch on like a laptop or a tablet up close in the dark, and then with headphones. I mean, you can still watch it on a big TV and stuff, but you want to get it as dark and loud as you can to like really get a lot out of it. Like I said, the parts that work really, really work. But there's a lot of in-betweens and that get real slow, and I've never seen so many people walk out of a theater.
Really?
Like, yeah, man, these people were talking shit. They got up and left. Even I saw it was me, my sister, my about to be brother-in-law. And my sister was like, we paid $15 fucking bucks for this. Like, she kind of was mad at the end of it. And then I was even initially, I was like, I don't know. Like, I really wanted to like it. I was really excited about it. It was cool what it did. Just that, like, this thing that costs like $15,000 or even cheaper maybe, but it, like, you know, it had a nationwide premiere at like 700 something theaters, and they sold out showings, and for an indie horror film it was a huge achievement.
I loved
and,
all that.
yeah, it was cool. And so after, like, I didn't know what to think about it, but then Kyle and I and the more Kyle and I started talking about it, the more we realized like what made it special, and like the stuff that like like really aggravated my sister, we kind of like found strategic tension in it. So yeah, it was cool. So yeah, anyways, but I like the very long story short, I like the work that you put into your Kickstarter page to make it stand out.
Thank you. Yeah,
More
I mean,
people should do so.
You have to. If someone stumbles upon your Kickstarter page that doesn't know who you are, man, that this is your first impression. You know?
Yeah.
And if you got a clunky looking Kickstarter page, they might not back you, man.
That's true, man. Yeah, you gotta really, or either that, or you gotta go full on with the titty covers, man.
Exactly. It's one or the
other. Which I wouldn't have been mad if we like scrolled down and like Schmalky had like priest hanging brain or something right here, right? But again, another great cover. Joseph Schmalky never ever disappoints, and this one's great. He always, what he does with color. Yes. Always impresses me. Like just like this, there's a lot of yellow and gold, which goes with the red, but then like these purples and stuff, like they don't, you know, you would almost think like they wouldn't work well together, but then when you see the piece as a whole, it really does come together in a cool way.
He's a fantastic artist. This is the first cover I've ever got from him, and I'm so thankful it's on SPILLBLOOD because I've known him for a long time. Super nice guy. Yeah, the dude knows his color theory. And, he has a very Jay Lee style.
Yeah, he does, kind of. Yeah,
Jay Lee's one of my favorite artists. I've lived in a home with a Jay Lee poster on the wall for longer than I cared to admit. So I love Jay Lee, and Schmalky is closest I'll get to being best friends with Jay Lee. But right.
You may bump into him. I mean, anybody can make anything happen if you got the money. Not buying friendship, but like if you really wanted like a Jay Lee cover or something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, sure. That could a Jay Lee cover can have. It came close.
Oh, really?
It came close with the recount for one of them, but I think Scout was like, "Oh, we'll use Jay Lee for someone else," and then I'm like, "Thanks for wagging that carrot in front of my face."
Yeah, that's fun. Thanks, Scout. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to. You guys know I like to stay positive, but sometimes you hear things from your friends and you don't like how people get treated and whatever. But yeah, that goes on way too much at a lot of places. I want to find, where did it go? All right. I'm going to do my movie trailer voice. I'm going to do it. All right. Rejected by heaven, exiled from hell, neither alive nor dead, doomed to walk the borderline. The damned will cry to their deity. Morose words fall on deaf ears. But one will listen. I couldn't see it. But one But one will listen. He will do what others cannot. With no place to call home, he will spill blood. There is 11 minutes left in this bloody, noir, gritty, hyper-violent tale from Jonathan Hedrick and Stefano Cornatelli, and you need to back this, ladies and gentlemen. The link's in the comments.
That was good, buddy.
You guys. This is a really cool book. I haven't got to read the whole thing, but when Jonathan went live, he did let me read a big chunk of it. And I was like, fuck yeah, And when actually, it may not have been that big. It may be the preview that you have in this Kickstarter page, but after I read that, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta know what else happens. It's just it's a very cool book. And I have no doubts that you and Stefano are gonna nail the ending, and that you're over 250 backers are going to be in a good spot. Like people are going to be happy and definitely hungry for more if you ever come back, like you kind of mentioned. So, and that's what you want, right? Even with
Absolutely.
these, I love it. I used to think it was kind of funny, but now I kind of love it when you guys like do the one shots, and it's like, oh, this is a one shot, that's it, it's a one and done, and then you're like, or is it? And it's like, oh, don't do that to me, man. But also, yeah, do that to me because I would like more.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Sometimes at the end of a one shot, you're like, oh, this could go on for another. Sometimes it can't. Sometimes like for hyperware, people tell me all the time, well, what happens after that? And I'm like, that's it, dude. That's you. I tell them, think of it like a Twilight Zone episode.
Nice.
How much like extra do you get at the end of that? That big twist, the end of a Twilight Zone episode. That's it. You have to think about the rest on your own, and that's what I did with hyperware. So
nice. Now, as someone who is, you've got a nice amalgamation of one shots and miniseries, and some of these miniseries are going to come back and be bigger things, right?
Yeah.
And you've also done miniseries that have one shot spinoffs or with recount. What's your jam? Like, where do you feel like, do you like doing the one shots more, or do you like having more time to tell a story? Like, where's your comfort zone at?
Well, I lean more towards the one shots from a financial standpoint, to be honest with you. It's so hard to invest the time into a 4 or 5 issue miniseries. That's a long con right there, man.
Yeah. And art's expensive. Art's very expensive.
It's very
I've recently
expensive.
found that out.
Yeah.
Even with 2 pages, like I remember I hit up some colorists and I was like, man, I think this guy could bring something cool to these 2 pages. And then I was like, I don't have $200 to pay for 2 pages of but then Travis was a fucking superhero and like put all that together he was like, Blake, you write the script, Daddy will take care of it. And I was like, thanks, Travis. Thanks. He didn't call himself Daddy. We're calling him the Gangster of Love now, by the way. If anybody
saw that tweet.
He's got to call him the Gangster of Love. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you, but so you okay. The one shots or more like easier on the wallet, easier to, are they easier on Kickstarter to market than than a longer form?
Yes and no. There's some healthy debate about that because a number 1 is really easy to sell on Kickstarter, but as you go on, just like in the direct market, it's harder and harder to fund it. But if you can rely on the people that have been following you from the get-go, and maybe you can build on to that audience. It all depends, man. From one genre, one title to the next, you never know, man. So I don't know. Like I crowdfunded 5 issues of Capable across. But that one, Capable number 5 was
a hard campaign.
That was a hard campaign, man.
And I don't know if you remember, but that was when I had got that spark up my ass, and I kind of did some promo stuff for you for free.
Yes.
And I was like, maybe if it works and I start doing this, you could be like, you're like, oh yeah, Blake it's not and even I remember because that went down to like the 24-hour mark or it was down to the wire. And I was like, I'm a fucking failure. Like, damn it. But yeah, I that was one where like I had it as like my Twitter banner. I had all this Capable stuff. Like I was on the comic, almost, you would think. Like, but yeah, and that was it was exciting and it was a great book. But yeah, that was so weird too, because the previous campaigns like didn't draw you out that long. It felt like they wrapped up a little faster and easier. And now it's in the direct market. So it's like, it's a good book. People believe in it. Your backers believed in it. Now a publisher believes in it. Right. And you can, it's being re-released. So yeah, like we kind of mentioned, it's just, and I know people aren't going to find this helpful, but it's kind of a crapshoot these days. And it's just because of there's so much going on, and like every month there's more and more comics in the direct market and on crowdfunding, and it's great. It's great that all these people get to tell their stories, but then when it comes your turn to step up to bat, you got to put in a lot of extra effort on top of the already significant amount of effort that Kickstarter requires, right? So and like you mentioned earlier, like doing a lot of interviews, like really hitting social media, setting reminders, because that's what I have to do, because I can't afford a social media manager because they're too fucking expensive.
This is my assistant right here.
Yeah. Because they have all those like awesome software suites now, and like you can like schedule it to go like on Instagram, and you can like have Instagram post a story and then like post in the comments, and you can like make a Twitter thread, and you can do all like schedule all this shit, and then and it really is incredibly helpful. And then you're like, oh, that's $60, $70, $80 a month or more from some of these other platforms out there. One of my clients, I get to use his Buffer account, and I hate it. I love it, but like I hate getting to use that for him, and then like going back to like every hour, like go back and do something else on one of the social medias, and don't forget, and because like that's how I have to do my stuff, is to set reminders and alarms, and try and do it in the morning, because I feel like it's so weird, man. Like I'm online at night. I guess I started to think like late night internet is for like TikToking and YouTube shorts. Like I'm not really on Twitter, because anytime, I don't know if you found this, like when you're doing promo, like posting about stuff during the day, that's when I get retweets. That's when people might share or talk about it or ask me questions about it. And then like if I try and double up at night, and not even like late, like between like 8 and 10 or so, and it's like no one sees it. It's like Twitter's a ghost town when the sun goes down.
There's probably some statistics out there on when's the best time, but that fluctuates so much. So I just tell people, just send it whenever you can, man. Just put it out there. Put it out there twice. Who cares? I'm at the point where it's like, if you're gonna judge me about my social media, how I social media, then forget it, man.
Do you do the Facebook groups? Are you in like some of the Facebook groups?
Yes, but it's like that can be hit or miss too.
It's a huge. I have been in one with this one group, the I almost said the dungeon master, the admin, the admin.
Some of them think they are dungeon masters.
I think they do. Yeah, but this guy will take screenshots on his phone because he sees the metrics on his side, because he's the admin. And so he'll take a screenshot and post it in the thread and say like, and I've seen like a lot of the ones he posts, and like he'll be like this only had a 2-person reach or a 3-person reach, like be more engaging, like talk to more people in the group. And then he's been doing that to me, and he's like, this had a 20-person reach, and I want to be, which isn't great, and it's no one's liking it either, right, or sharing it. But I went back like a month in this group to like see what older posts were like, and to kind of think like I was liking some stuff and commenting on cool art, doing what this fucking dude told me to do, basically. And I'm like, he's not posting this on anybody else's stuff, and there's no engagement in this. Like there's a lot of people are posting, but they're not engaging with the posts. And so like but I was just like, he did that to me. Like he hit me with like 3 of those, and I know he's probably going to get me for one today too. And I'm just like, don't get kicked out of this group, Blake. Like I really wanted to be like, motherfucker, people pay me to make this shit, and artists like it. And I'm sorry you don't, but I was like, no, I'm not. And so I'm just like, just let him air his grievances. He does want a better group, is what he wants, more people to talk to each other. I get it. But and then I tried Reddit, and the mods keep getting mad at me about Reddit. They're like, oh, you can't post this on this day. You have to wait till this. And I'm just like, this is a clusterfuck. This is a clusterfuck. Yeah. And basically what happened, Jonathan, was when Twitter started getting weird, a lot of my clients go, well, what are you going to do? And I was like, what do you mean? What am I going to do? And they're like, well, you can't just rely on Twitter anymore. And I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. And then I was like, then I started, luckily like Blue Sky, Threads came up. Threads, I guess, is dying off. I've heard.
Yeah.
Blue Sky has a pretty cool comic book community, but if you talk to everybody, it's not the best place to promote. Or like so it's not like how Twitter used to be, where like everybody shares everybody's posts and and they really do get passed around and seen a lot. And so it really like, I don't think a lot of people don't realize that for like content creators, for the indie comic scene, for creators in general, how bad that dude fucked with a lot of our livelihoods by making Twitter so fucking weird and toxic. And a lot of people are still there, but there are people leaving, and it's
for sure.
And so it's a bummer, and it makes my job a little harder. It makes you promoting these Kickstarters a little harder, and it's just like, and then you got to go into these Facebook groups with these whiny fucking admins and just like,
who's
got smile at them.
Who's got time to micromanage a Facebook group? Like,
I know,
like it's their day job or something.
Yeah. Like I have a Discord, but even my Discord, like I don't go in there and be like, you actually should have posted this here, and it's like, I don't do that. And that, and it's, I don't have a huge Discord. So it's not like I need mods in there making sure no one's being an asshole. But yeah, I don't have time for that. Right. I just wanted a place where I could like post my stuff, and people that really like me and Blake's Buzz can like hang out and talk comics and stuff outside of social media, like it's a little more personable, and like everybody's got a fucking Discord, man. Like Travis has a pretty poppin' Discord. Travis Gibb,
that one.
Almost every podcast and show has one. That's why I ended up doing it, because I was just like,
it's part of the thing.
I was like, as much as you don't want to do it, there's so much of what we do comes back to, well, everybody else is doing it, and then you're like, you always think about, like, if Jonathan jumped off a bridge with you, and I'll be like, if he fucking got Kickstarter back, I would. I'll do whatever the fuck Jonathan does. Don't jump off a bridge.
Don't. Yes. PSA. No bridge jumping.
No bridge jumping. But yeah, it's just it's such a weird time. And it's a bummer too, because like not only did I build Blake's Buzz from Twitter, and that's where my main follower, I met so many cool. I met you. I met almost everybody who's been on my show, almost, until I got bigger and people started reaching out to me. Like I was engaging with them on Twitter. I like writers that I wanted to interview. I would buy their books and take pictures of them and tag them, and they'd be like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And I'd be like, "Maybe you let me interview you one," And it was like, grease the wheels a little bit. But I met so many cool people, and it was so great because I don't have that real life comic book community. My friends don't read comics. Everybody, like, we all watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3 the other day and ate dinner, and that was fun. But like, I don't have a lot of people I can nerd out with like that in real life. And so Twitter was a saving grace and a nice comfy corner that I really met some great people, and then people that believe in me and people that like really support me and everything Blake's Buzz does, and there's nothing, I've never really experienced that before outside of like my parents and sister and close family. Right. And I have good friends and stuff too, but when a lot of people are like really encouraging you to do stuff and really have your back, and you think about it and you're like, I've never met any of these people in real life, and and I'm sure you see a lot of that too, like with the fans of your writing, and you interact with them at cons and stuff sometimes too. But I'm really scared that that's gonna keep changing, and we're gonna lose another chunk of it. Because like I said, these other social media outlets, it's not there yet. It might get there one day, but like Twitter was a really cool place for comic books, and it still is now. Right? If you can train yourself not to doom scroll and and pay more attention to what what you're there to pay attention to, and not what the algorithm's throwing at you, which is hard. But yeah, it was a cool place for comics, man. Also a bad place for comics. There's that other side of it too, right? But there
for sure,
a lot of us met really cool people, and really good group chats, and now even the group chat. So we got a fucking limit on those now. You talk to your friends too much during the day, they fucking freeze your goddamn account, man. It's like, did I not pay my cell phone bill? What's going on? Anyway, it's a bummer. And like I said, I have to deal with it. And when I see you guys promoting and struggling and dealing with those aggravations too, it makes me feel good because I'm not alone. And it's like, haha, you get it. But also I'm like, I know that you guys have, you know, on top of deadlines, on top of writing, on top of life, you know, it's like, and on top of 15 interviews of weirdos like me, right? And it's like, you got a lot going on. So like I said, Blue Sky is pretty cool, but it's not there yet. And like, if you were on there promoting, you would be like, this is not what I'm used to. You know, you wouldn't be getting the attention even as a comic pro and with a name that a lot of people know, right? You would still be like, why aren't people fucking sharing this? Like,
right.
And also like Blue Sky is real dirty. There's like I stumbled into the dirty part of Blue Sky on accident, and I was like, what is this? And it's like, yeah, like a lot of like sex workers and stuff post there, which is cool. Like they get to talk about and you know, like, which, and that's, you know, and I get it, but like, you know, if you got OnlyFans, you can market the fuck out of that on Blue Sky, right? You got a Kickstarter, not so much, man. You know, it's so maybe, I don't know, maybe next time you take your shirt off. I don't know, Jonathan. It's something to think about for the next campaign, I guess. I don't know.
I'll put that on a post-it note.
I keep joking that because David Azan actually told me that one time because he was like, Blake, in the bear community, a lot of people would not be mad if you and I was like, don't tell me. I was like, that'd be so weird. Like, and I made a joke like, what would I do? Just like eat hot dogs and read comics naked? And eating hot dogs always comes into like my OnlyFans idea. I don't know. I love hot dogs, but it's not like I eat hot dogs all the time. But it's anytime I talk about OnlyFans, it's like, yeah, feet pics and hot dogs or comics and hot. And it's like, I know people are like, what does this fucker do with hot dogs when he's not live on the air? Like he's doing something's weird going on there. Anyway, okay, but you know, but yeah, it's I'm glad we still have our community and like you, man, I'm glad we have this, like, you know, the good podcast circuit that, you know, a lot of us are involved in with each other, and you know, everybody's still there to help, which is good, but it's different. It's different when you're out there promoting your babies, right? And these are your babies. These are things that your sweat and blood and tears are going into, right? And it's very important to you, and it's expensive, and it's, you know, you're every I knew he'd pop in. But you know, it's I hope you guys know I'm suffering with you. You know, I see it too, and you know, we're all still in it together, and I'm just like so fucking tired of saying the same thing 5 times every day. You know, and you do it, you got to do it. It's, you know, it's part of the, if that's the worst part of my day job compared to what I used to have to deal with. Right.
Right.
It's not giving me a panic attack. You know, I'm not thinking I'm having a heart attack at 37, you know, because I'd never had a panic attack before. And I was like, what is happening? And then I started crying, and I'm supposed to be like answering the phone. And these people at this job I quit, like they wouldn't let me leave for the day. They were like, that's not how it works. And I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm fucking crying. I can't answer the phone and say like, thanks for calling A Action Realty Inspections. How can I, I'm not breaking down. How can I, like, you know, and it's just like, it was so yeah. Anyways, I've never quit a job like that before. It was very liberating and very terrifying. But it was cool too, because like everybody really supported me. Like family wise, my parents were there big time. And then even then, like, and then everybody in my family and my friends now, like, we still can't believe like what happened. Cause dude, that was weird, you know, cause we were talking about this in the green room, ladies and gentlemen, like, Jonathan, we had like a similar experience where we both quit jobs that like we could not be at anymore, and cashed out a 401k and lived for a while, to help live for a while. And then you quickly realize, like, when the income's not coming in, even when you get that check, and it's like, you're like, things are going to be okay. Like it goes faster than you, and time goes by really, really fast when you're unemployed. I noticed, because I was like, oh, it's been a month already. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything with my life. You think this part would crawl. But I remember when I went to turn in my computer and stuff, my work shit, and the HR lady was there, and she told me, she like gave me a big hug, and she was like, Blake, I hope you know, like, people love you, and we're gonna miss you, and you're not the only one who's seen things change at this company.
Right.
And she was like, I'm sorry you got the bad part of it fast. And
Right.
and it's like, that made me feel really good. And then when I left, she was like, things happen for a reason. Like, have you thought about like what you can do for this podcast? Like, you're going to have this extra time. Like, if you can, and
Right.
I hadn't really thought of that before. Cause that when you start thinking of like dreams and chasing them, it gets real scary.
Yeah.
But I started like treating it like a day job, and that didn't monetize, but that the promotion deal happened, and me working
Right.
at Invader and things really changed. And so like, I got very, very lucky. And like I said, another reason why the Twitter deal is a bummer is because the community came together to help me out. Twice the communities came together to help me big time, that helped me get like a new streaming setup. And when my dog got, when we thought it was just her spine and leg, like, they helped me buy like ramps and a doggy wheelchair for her. And then we found out she had cancer and stuff, and but like twice this community, and it was the Twitter community, right? Like that mainly where all that traction came from. And like they twice, like they people have gone out of their way to help me, right? Not just pat me on the back and tell me things are going to be okay, but like helped, like assisted me. And like, I don't want to lose that. I'm not mean like I don't want people to not be able to give me money. I don't want to lose connection with these people that you don't realize how close you are to them until like people need help and see the community come together. And I've seen Twitter do that for numerous people. I've seen Twitter do that for numerous campaigns that were like looking like they were destined for failure. In the last minute, everybody shared stuff and donated a couple bucks if they could, and things got funded that you thought would never get funded. There's a magic in the Twitter comic book community, and it's, I don't know where it's going to go if Musk fucks up and shoots it off into space or whatever the fuck he wants to do. That's got weird. I didn't mean to get all weird at the end here. And your campaign's done. We haven't even, I've just been fucking rambling, and your campaign's finished. Where are we in at here? Let me refresh this page here.
But it's all, I know what you're saying, Blake. I hope the Twitter verse rightens itself to where we need it to be, because social media is here to stay. But I want, it's here to stay. I want it to be something we can use to our advantage, and not something that we like dread having to do.
Right. You're always going to dread it a little bit, but it could give you more joy and more usefulness than what it takes from you, ideally, right? As should life, but life doesn't always play by the fucking rules like that. But I'm with you, man. And like I said, I wouldn't be doing the show if it wasn't for Twitter. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I don't even know if I'd know I probably would have found out who you were eventually. But like, it's just like I met like David is on, like who comes in the chat. K-pop, who I've recently got to know. Ronan from Australia, like we talk a lot, and so like these really beneficial relationships and people that I call friends, even though I've never actually met them in real life. But like, if I need someone to talk to, are there for me. That came from Twitter, and I'm forever lucky for that. Anyways, congratulations. You're not gonna have to do any more interviews for a while. You're at 257 backers, $8,419.
Wow,
is the final goal. So you broke 250. Good job, man.
Man, that's fantastic. There's so many accomplishments with this campaign. That this is the highest dollar amount by far.
Wow, really? That's awesome.
It's about $2,000 higher than my highest dollar amount. So that's awesome.
Nice.
we unlocked so much stuff that I'm so happy with the amount of free shit I get to give away.
Yeah.
I can't wait for, and I hope this happens when people start getting their physical rewards, that I want just a few people, if they can, to tag me in some posts and lay out all that crap.
Take a picture of it. Yeah. Do some unboxing videos.
I want,
all that good stuff.
yeah, we got to get one person. I mean, I'm not a I told you so type person, but I want one person to be like, damn, I should have found $15 because I got a 36-page comic, a sticker, a magnet, a trading card, a patch, a pin, a bookmark.
Maybe a T-shirt if you're a lucky winner.
Yeah,
you might.
We could be twinsies. We could be twinsies.
And so you get some cool digital comics on top of it.
Yeah.
Do you think the monetary success of this campaign? Do you think a part of that had something to do with the bonus goodies that you offered as stretch goals?
I think that for sure, like announcing we unlock something new like every $500 helped a lot, but I would have to give a lot of credit to Brian and Francesca for their covers. I think
nice.
Once I added those covers on both times, they were done separately, of course. It shot up.
Like a big surge. That's cool. That's cool, man.
Announced Brian's cover, and people were like, "Yep." Got some new backers, but got a lot of people that were already backing that were adding it on, which was great.
Nice.
Same thing with Francesca's cover. So that they played huge parts in it. Schmolke's cover is awesome. The Schmolke Army came through. I was happy to be able to siphon some of his fan base. And of course, my amico mio, Stefano, who I always enjoy making comic books with. And then, the real MVP is Leo, the letterer on SPILLBLOOD. He kind of a little bit new to lettering. I think this is like his second comic book.
Oh wow! But, he did a hell of a job.
Yeah,
he's keep an eye on him, ladies and gentlemen. His name's gonna be on some covers, I imagine.
And covers with my name on it, because I already locked him into 2 other projects that are on this dry erase board. That's like the secret, dry erase board behind the laptop. I can and all the fancy names and stuff for projects that I can't announce yet. Leo is definitely going to get some work from me. He's awesome, and he helped promote. And so many people that backed too, they shared, I appreciate that so much, because it makes me feel like I'm not the only one doing it. It's one thing to have someone throw $5 your way, but be like, hey everyone, I gave this guy $5. That is like, whoa, that's worth $10, So I appreciate everything you did, Blake. You're awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, I even told you I was a little nervous about that, because I used some like stock footage of like priests and churches and like put filters on them and made them look like grainy and mean and shit.
Dude, that was cool.
And because for one campaign I had to do that because they didn't have a lot of art done. But they dug it. They were like, I found like stock photos of like pretty girls with samurai swords, and they fucking loved it. They were like, yeah, do that. This is amazing. And then I remember I tried to do that for One True Love, and Mario was like, no, you use Jay's art. I don't want stock. And I was like, okay. And then I tried it for you, and I was like, is Jonathan gonna like this? You never know sometimes when you try something new.
Of course.
And I always tell, anybody who's out there listening, I always tell people, if when I'm working for you or helping you out or whatever, like if you don't like what I'm doing, like please tell me. A, I'm not going to grow and get better if I think everything I do is perfect. And B, like you're my boss, you're my clients, and I very, very much believe in customer service. And I believe that I think some people in indie comics don't equate that to our realm with customer service, and there's still a lot of that in there. But yeah, I'm here to make your life easier. And if the stuff I'm doing, if you're seeing it and you're like, this sucks, no one's going to like this, or this isn't the vibe of my book, this makes no, like I'm not going to know that unless you tell me. But anyways, the communication saves all, right? But yeah, I was a little nervous. I was really stoked when you liked it. And then one of them even Stefano shared, and I was like, yeah.
Oh man, and that's hard. That's hard to do. That dude, if it's not his artwork, it's hard to get him to share it. He may like it, but sometimes I'm like, I have to reel him in, like, Stefano, we have a campaign going. You have like 9,000 followers on Instagram to my measly 2,000. Could you like help us out?
Yeah.
This puts money in your pocket. But I get it though. He's from another generation, culture, and everything. But yeah. It's cool. Everything worked out more than I could have asked for with this campaign, and I just hope all the backers are stoked when they get their rewards. And I hope they enjoy the comic book more than anything else. I hope they find that it's worthwhile, and hopefully, I'm waiting on that to pull the trigger on a second SPILLBLOOD. So I got one brewing in my head. Stefano is ready to do it too, but I really want to, make sure that, proof is in the pudding, let people read it, the whole thing from cover to cover. And then if so, we could be doing this. You'll be the grand finale again for the next one.
I'm here for you whenever you need me. From what I've got to read, from what I know about you, and from what I know about you as a storyteller, and Stefano as well. Like I don't see you guys shit in the bed. Thanks, you've done 3 strong projects, and now this, and this one is a little bit more adventurous, a little bit crazier, a little bit creepier, a little bit more violent, and I just see. Both of you are very at home in this grit filled realm, and so I have no doubts that your backers are going to be happy, and when they get the bonus goodies, they're going to happily. I don't put my stickers on shit because I always save them, because I'm like I got to put it on something great, and I can't ever decide on what to put them on. But for those that aren't weird about their stickers, they're going to put them on cool stuff. They're going to put their patch on something, right? They're going to put the magnet. I do put the magnets on my espresso machine. My espresso machine has a bunch of Kickstarter magnets on it. But they're going to get these goodies. They're going to get these gorgeous variants, and they're going to get a gorgeous 36-page book that I think they're really going to dig. So I have faith in that, man. I know you too well. You don't have, I don't think you're gonna have anything to worry about there.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
But yeah, I'm glad for you, man. And I know you've got other stuff that is going to be announced later that you can't talk about, which is also exciting. And so I like the dual lives of Jonathan Hedrick, right? The comic shop release Jonathan and the crowdfunding Jonathan, and both audiences and communities are lucky to have you.
Thanks, man.
My 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm glad I get to rock both worlds, man. It means a lot.
Well, I hope you keep rocking it. I've kept you for almost an hour and a half, and I know if I was you, I'd want to. I know you don't really drink anymore, but you probably got some nice sodas, maybe
no sodas, but this is herbal Arizona iced tea, and it is amazing.
Nice.
So they call it like stress release or something like that. Man, this is some of the best sweet tea I've ever had in my life. And I'm live in the South. We're picky about our sweet tea.
Yeah, those are big words.
Yeah, this tea. I get angry when it's not on the shelf when I go to the grocery store, which is ironic.
Did you quit drinking sodas? Like, are you?
No. I'm still a sodasaurus. But I
awesome.
Moderate. I can't have it all the time. But yeah, man, when I see Mountain Dew comes out with a new one, I'm like, gotta
try it. Try it.
If Mountain Dew came to Arby's and Arby's had a special Mountain Dew flavor, I'd be going to Arby's for that special Mountain Dew.
There's those special release Mountain Dews on the fountain drinks are something special, right? Like I'm diabetic, so I don't drink it as much as I used to, but like I'll risk it all if I go to Taco Bell, because there's Baja Blast and Taco Bell muck go so well together.
yeah.
Like it just works. And
Dude,
the
it's a
Baja Blast
vibe.
Zero, yeah, right. The Baja Blast Zero is okay, but it doesn't mix with Taco Bell food as well.
No.
And so, anyways, like, but yeah, they have a new energy drink out too that's like not much sugar and has like some amino acids and shit in it too.
Yeah.
It was like a cherry lime deal. I had that yesterday. It was pretty good. I'm bad about energy drinks. I've been drinking like caffeinated water, which is I think why I'm not sleeping super great. Because I think it's a little more powerful than I thought it was.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I miss Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew is still awesome. Like as in regards to like diet sodas, like just regular Diet Mountain Dew. It's not when it's cold, it's nice and cold. It's not. Mario Candelaria is a big. He keeps a mini fridge under his desk at work that's full of Diet Mountain Dew all the time. Like he has a tattoo. He has a Do the Do fucking tattoo. Like, so I was like, I love how much you love fucking Mountain Dew, Mario. He's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's we just K-pop. I think it actually got delivered while we were talking. I got it. It's not Ghost. It's the main one that all the streamers and video game streamers get. G Fuel. I got it. G Fuel was on sale at Amazon.
Okay.
The powder shit. So I'm gonna try that powder shit where you add water. I need to focus, and I get tired of coffee.
I get it.
But I mean, when you stare at a screen all day, it's nice to get that boost that like keeps you staring at the screen all day. You know, I have to stay on the social medias everywhere all the time. It's literally my job. But yeah, I'm hoping none of them are fucking healthy, right? But this one has like some like proteins and extra stuff in it that's supposed to be better for you. I don't know. As long as it makes me go, or I can stay up late playing Destiny or Diablo or something, right? And then not sleep as much and get up early and pound one and then get back to work.
Start it all over again.
Yeah, right. Just restart the cycle, baby. That's all that matters. But yeah, I remember like every now and then I would like take pictures of sodas that I'd never seen before and show them to you, and I'm like, maybe I'll get Jonathan on this one, and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's the best, one of the best orange sodas ever. And I'm like, I'll never get this fucker ever. Like, he's drinking everything. The only thing I ever questioned you about though was when Mountain Dew did the fruitcake Mountain Dew that one holiday. And I still think I got a weird batch because other people that posted theirs looked more red, and mine was fucking brown dirt water Mountain Dew. I did not like it though, and you were even like, it's not that bad, and I was like, I just can't trust you anymore, Jonathan. Right after that, it was great. I remember my dad even tried it. My dad was like, he was just like, that's not for me. I was just like, yeah, I was like, and just like no one, I feel like no one really likes fruitcake anyway. That's like the joke anyway, right? Right. That's like the worst gift to get for Christmas, and Mountain Dew was like, here's the gift that keeps on giving, right? In a Mountain Dew bottle.
Next year it's gonna be turkey gravy Mountain Dew or something.
Oh God, and it's gonna be like that thick. Right. Oh, like that. It's gonna be like cold gelatinous turkey dew.
It's gonna like it's not gonna pour out into the can. It's just like slop.
You gotta squeeze. Yeah, you gotta like squeeze it. It'll have like a squeeze bottle.
Gross.
If it happens, we're buying it. We're going live and we're drinking it on the air.
Yep.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. That's what Jonathan and I putting that out there. Even if none of us have anything to promote, we will drink Mountain Dew gravy on air for our audience, for you lovely indie comic book champions out there. Goodness.
Come on, PepsiCo.
Yeah. Fucking cowards.
Yeah. We're calling you out.
Yeah. Now's the time. Well, November's the time. Well, I mean, November ain't that far away anymore. Yep. Actually, it's crazy.
The Mountain Dew scientists need to get in the lab.
Earn your holiday bonus.
Right.
You fucking pop scientist. That's amazing. Anyway, it's always, and this is why this is the last couple minutes, is always a pleasure catching up with you, talking with you, Jonathan. And again,
you too, Blake.
No one deserves it more. You're a hardworking dude, and you're great people. and you're good to your fans and you're good to your peers. And I'm really glad you found the success in this new campaign. Oh wait, we got Travis popped in. How will they help get any money for you? Sometimes people go live when they don't need money, Travis.
Yeah, come on,
Travis. Also, I did shout out Cthulhu at the beginning of the show, so I did try. I don't know if it did anything, but yeah, and we talked about that too. Yeah, it's and it's about to be the we're less than $200 away for having the biggest campaign for Travis Gibb as well. Like That's I said earlier, Cthulhu, Jonathan's campaign's done now, so it's not about him anymore. Right. Cthulhu Invades Neverland is live right now. There's a link in the chat. You guys can go check it out. It's my first comic book. I'm insanely proud of it. There's so many great people. And Cullen Bunn, who's been everywhere, and now he's in a Cthulhu book with us, and it's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. My first publication is surrounded by so many great people, and I don't think Travis has slept for 3 weeks. He's been going live on his channel, shouting out other people's Kickstarters on top of his own, just really putting it out there for the indie community. And I think we help Travis out. Like, this is his baby, it's his project, but there's a community behind it too. It's not just a comic book, it's a community. So yeah, you click that link in the bio, check it out. There's some really great shorts. I haven't got to read all of it, but what I've got to see, some great art, great storytelling, and some characters that we all grew up with doing some crazy shit that we never would have thought they would do. Right. So definitely check that out. Check out Quicksand next week, and make sure to pre-order Quicksand 3. That really helps. And I think if you can't find one, you might be able to get it from Jonathan's shop, maybe, or from, you've been doing a lot of Whatnot stuff lately too.
Yeah.
I wanted to shout that out. I forgot about that.
It's a great way for me to find a new readers. I get my comps, I give them away for free. We have fun. I get a captive audience for an hour where I get to talk about the book and anything else I'm promoting, and I get to do what I love, and that's giving away free comic books.
Nice.
I sometimes I make some money off of them in the buy it now section, but I'm not doing auctions. I'm not like having people bid on my books. It's an hour of me giving away comic books, literally. So
shit, I figured I had to have money to tune into those. I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna start hanging out.
You don't have. You can win comic books for free. I ship them out for free. Seriously, nice. It's an hour of me giving away 10 comic books. Now, again, I do have a buy it now section. A lot of people are very kind, and in between, they buy stuff from there, which is fantastic. But now I'm starting to give away things to people who are buying things. So nice. I do the 10 giveaways, and then I do at the very end a buyer appreciation giveaway. So like my next one is going to be all Dream Master themed. I'm giving away this Dream Master slab.
Wow.
To someone that buys something during that hour.
That's a 9.8. That's a 9.8 too. That's nothing to turn your nose up at. Yeah. That's very cool, man. That's very cool. Yeah, now, man, on that note, on that note of your Whatnot, like I did at the polite host that I am, like I know you're still on Twitter. Where's like, do you have a newsletter or anything? Like, tell us all the best place to keep track of you.
I have a Substack which is like my periodic email newsletter. I've just been trying to direct people to my website because that's a good hub for everything. You can find a link to everything on my website, jonathanhedrickcomics.com. From there, you'll find links to all my social media. If I'm running a Kickstarter, you can sign up for my Substack. You can even find links to my publishers' web stores to buy, Recount, Space Cadet, Quicksand, Dream Master. So go there. You'll find out where my next signing is going to be. I also have a web store with exclusives and sold out variants, things like that. So this is not for sale, though. The Tessa is not for sale.
I love how she always looks really grumpy and really cute simultaneously. Like,
yeah, she's 16 years old, so
oh wow, I knew she was an older cat. I didn't know she was that old. Wow.
Yeah, she pulls on the heartstrings. You know how that goes.
I definitely do. And now I have a fucking young little weirdo that does the same, and he's man, after losing a couple dogs, like he's got it made in the fucking shade. He's so spoiled now, but we're like. Right. now he's at that spot where like when you quit scratching him and he'll be like,
oh God.
and then or he'll bark at you, he'll like turn around and like, I'm not done.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Bruce is amazing. But yeah, we're very much an animal house here. And so yeah, I totally get that. And yeah, they're nothing like them. You know, they really do change your life, man. I wanted Travis said something too that he said Travis wants to know if he can just swing by and grab some free comics because he would love to help you do what you love.
Yeah, man, I got a stack of Voodoo Nations you could take home with you.
Awesome. Well, Jonathan, it's been great. Again, congrats on a record-setting campaign.
Yes, thank you.
Very exciting to see what you do next. And you know, my outlet's always here for you if you ever need anything, or
I appreciate it.
If you ever want to get bored and drink turkey gravy, or if you have something to promote, Blake's Buzz is here for you. Everybody who tuned in live, like thank you all so much. I appreciate you. It's so great when you guys chat with each other and chat with us. God damn it, Trev. White people shouldn't write. All right, we're not gonna get into that. It's a cool comic. It's fine.
It is.
But yeah, it's everybody who tunes in, thank you so much. Always remember, love more, hate less, read comics. I don't just sell t-shirts. I actually believe it. I do sell t-shirts if you want one though. Actually, wait, don't buy my t-shirts for a while because we got the new logo and stuff, and pretty soon there's gonna be some new merch.
Nice.
But those of you, the OGs, you'll still have like the throwback editions, right?
I got mine.
So yeah, it's and that's still like when I see like you and Eric Palicki and fucking like like when you guys like
that was cool.
Wearing my shit at a con. I'm just
Eric
like,
and I did not plan that, but
I know that's so nuts. And then and then people like send me pictures of it. They'll like take pictures. They'll be like, dude, look, and I'll be like, oh, that's Jonathan Hedrick. And so yeah, very, very cool.
That was really cool.
You make a podcaster feel special, Jonathan. It's you're a charming natural. Just you know, that's why I love you. All right, and unless you got anything else you want to shout out real quick, or I'm gonna play the music and set you free, baby.
I think we covered it all. Yeah, thanks so much for letting me be on your platform, Blake. I appreciate it.
Dude, anytime. I always love chatting with you, and I love reading your comics, and I definitely love when you get to keep making more of them. So it's a win-win for me. Anyway, everybody have a good night. We will be back tomorrow. I got another cool guest, and Eli Shockey is going to be on talking about his new book, and I'm stoked to talk to him. And then I'm not going to do shit online over the weekend, but probably play Destiny, and I will not be talking to you, but then we'll be back next week with more stuff. Everybody, I love you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Jonathan. Have a wonderful night. Everybody, go do your thing. Have fun. Tomorrow's Friday. It's almost the weekend.
It's Blake's Buzz Live.